Okay, you're breathing right down to the end of the breath. Right down. Your body is heating up even warmer now, am I right?
Yeah, my legs are starting to tingle as well, yeah.
Your legs are starting to tingle.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? Is that mind over matter or something? Or
You see, what's happening here, Neil, is I'm connected to Helen. I have a picture of her sitting on the stairs, and I'm surrounding her body with this powerful purple energy. And she's just a little bit slower than most people. A lot of people will be cooked and gone by now, but maybe it's just that it's a severe pain and it needs more attention. But I know without a shadow of a doubt, half her pain's gone.
How are you feeling now?
Very good.
Much better.
Yeah. It's, my back actually is on fire, yeah, my legs are still tingling, but moving around, I know I was getting up there moving around, and it seems to be easing a bit, yeah.
Like how much?
Well, I'm able to move around anyway.
And you couldn't before the call?
No.
And have you ever experienced a phenomenon like this before?
No, I haven't, no.
And Don, will this stay with her now?
Well, I'm just feeling the tingling actually as she speaks. I'm connected to you, Helen. You've got to get into the language of my program, The Whole New World. In fact, I'd like to send Helen my program in the post.
Sorry for keeping you waiting, Alton.
Not at all, though.
You're listening to healer Donald Moore there. Let me briefly tell listeners what your problem is. You're suffering from arthritis in the ankle.
That's right, in both ankles.
In both ankles?
Yeah.
This is resulting from an accident some years ago where after the initial accident they had to insert a steel plate in the foot.
That's right.
All right, when did this happen?
Oh, roughly 10 years ago.
If you don't feel this feeling in your feet, check the rest of your body to see could you feel it in your hands or in your head. Because your body is responding without question. And if we're not pushed for time,
I'm thinking, I tell you what I'm doing at the moment, after doing what you said, which I wasn't, I'm twiddling my toes, which used to be a terrible experience. I can actually feel a heat.
That's right.
Coming from the back of my ankle up and around my toes. That is a fact.
It's that, Margaret, you have, what is it, a hernia?
A hiatus hernia.
A hiatus hernia. That sounds delicate.
It's up under the chest bone.
Sorry?
It's up on your chest.
Up on your chest?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a stomach complaint?
Yes.
You've been to the doctors and you've been to 2 specialists?
Yes.
And they have more or less said, it's too complicated for surgery, is that it?
Well, one was going to operate, and then he sent me to another one, and he said, no, it's too complicated for surgery, it wouldn't work.
So now you're on tablets?
I'm on all kinds of tablets, yes.
And your bill on tablets alone for the month recently came to about £110 per month. Donald, just explain briefly what you asked Margaret to do.
I was just saying to Margaret to hold the energy that went out to her, this healing energy that I feel. And I feel it quite strongly now, Margaret. And what you simply do is enhance it using your own energy. You see, I actually trigger the person's own energy. That's what I do. So how did you get on, Margaret?
You triggered my belief system with the other man. The top of my head got exceptionally hot. Well, the heat that's coming out of my chest is very painful, actually. It's like a hot poker. The way I can explain
it
it.
is very hot.
Very, very hot.
I thought so.
It's coming out of my back.
Now on 1-850-22-9898 or email chris.berry@98fm.ie. And you're looking with the eyes of your mind, and I can feel the pain leaving your body without a question of fail. About 20% of the pain has gone. 30% is gone. Heading right down as the pain leaves your body now. 50% of that pain is gone, Alice, am I right?
Yes.
Would you like it all to go?
Yes.
I want you to iron down the body as the pain completely disappears out of your body. The pain is going away, 60%. I'm not going to get 100%, Alice, I'm sorry, but I'll get you to 80%, but keep doing it. And just to remind everybody coming up on the switchboard to keep on breathing out the pain. How are you feeling, Alice?
Fine, thank you.
Where? Is there a warm feeling moving around?
No, it's still centered in my mouth.
Is there a warm feeling in your hand against your leg?
Where
is the most pain in your leg?
At the moment, around my ankle.
Oh, gosh. Can you reach down that far?
Yeah.
You should be in the circus.
Yeah. Right.
Put the flat of your hand down to the actual pain, just ironing around there for another 10 or 20 seconds,
Okay.
and breathing out at the same time as you're willing to release all the pain from the body. I'd especially ask you to release fear.
Okay.
Fear in your life. Do you have any fear in your life? Have you been through a fearful situation?
Yes, I have.
I thought so.
Yeah.
You don't have to talk about it.
That's okay.
Just be willing to release the fear from your neck.
I can feel warmth now in my neck.
You can feel the warm feeling in your neck?
Yes, I can.
I want to move on to the next one, and I just want to say to you to keep doing the exercises, and maybe we'll come back to you at the end of the fourth call. Is that possible, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But keep going with the exercise, Alice, and by the time we finish, in a couple of minutes, your pain will be completely gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel a bit better now, Alice?
I do, yeah.
What was the sensation like?
Well, initially it's because it was just in my mouth. It was just like my tongue got very warm. And then my pain basically goes from the top of my hip right down to my ankle bone. So basically...
But before you talked to Don, you didn't have any of this sensation at all?
No.
Of relief, that is?
No.
If you have any questions for Don, and maybe you have any questions for Alison, can you challenge this guy? I suppose he's proved the point. That lady's pain has subsided.
It'll be completely gone, Chris, within minutes. I can feel the pain removing from her body as we speak. I'm in contact with her psychically now.
Chris Berry, live on Dublin's 98 FM.
Frank has been holding for ages. Frank, I'm so sorry, sir. So sorry. How are you? You have a shoulder injury, which I imagine is causing you pain.
It is indeed. It's a nagging pain that just won't go away.
Okay. Now, yourself, you have been... have you been on all the usual medication and stuff like that? Painkillers?
From hospitals, I've been to physiotherapists, from massage therapists. No physical bone injury, but just muscle injury, but it's not clearing up, not going away.
Can I ask you, Frank, mate, all right, we're all flesh and blood here. Do you believe that people like Don can do what they claim they can do?
I would be sceptical, but as I was sitting in the car here, it's a cold night out, as you can imagine, I'm sitting in the car here, doing the breathing exercise, listening to the show, and I actually felt the heat coming through my arm or the shoulder. That's fright that I've had me.
What star sign are you, Frank?
Sorry?
What star sign are you?
And Taurus.
Taurus.
Yeah.
And where have you got the pain at the moment?
In the right shoulder.
Right shoulder?
Right top muscle of the arm.
Okay.
It was interesting, Frank was saying, I don't know if you heard that, Don, while he was just listening to you, chatting to Alice, he was practicing the exercises, and Frank, you felt the heat coming through?
I felt the heat right through my arm, and the cold night out, and I felt the heat right on my arm.
I can feel the heat in your arm now, right now, Frank.
I can feel it yourself there.
And it's actually getting stronger, am I right, as we speak?
Yeah.
Is it getting stronger now?
The pain is easy.
Just close your eyes, Frank, and allow the heat to get stronger and stronger. And put your left hand over in the flat of your hand. You'll find it starting to really heat up and burn. It'll get very, very, very hot. Your pain will disappear 90% over the next few minutes and completely by tomorrow. And I'd like you to check back with Chris to certify this and to give testimony. Another thing, Frank, do you have any difficulty in your chest?
Well, no, I think he felt a hell of a lot better.
Well, no, but there's a thought going on here I'm trying to find.
Well, we stick to the pain, I think.
Okay, well, the pain is just about gone anyway. We've dealt with that.
Are you feeling better, Frank?
Yeah, well, as you were talking to Alice, I felt the heat coming over me, and it's amazing. It actually got me quite nervous, because I felt actually...
Did you get a bit of a fright or something?
I did, yeah.
Under the chest, that's what happened. You got startled.
Others are phoning in saying they are feeling these effects at home, by the way.
Chris Berry, live on Dublin's 98 FM. This sounds like a cheerful woman. Are you cheerful? Are you cured? Is it a miraculous cure?
Well, I hope so. I just keep on hoping, and I do what he tells me to do. Like, first thing in the morning, I do my breathing like he told me.
Yeah.
Because I've been awful job trying to get out of the bed and trying to get into the shower.
Yeah, but that's no problem to you now.
No, I got up this morning, no bother.
So do you feel better than you did sort of last year?
100% better than I did a couple of weeks ago.
I think it's fair to say, Kate, did you have a shower, especially put it in the bedroom?
Yeah, I did, because I wasn't able to get into the bath.
Kay had my condition, Dara. She was absolutely washed out.
Yeah.
And
You suffered from ME,
Oh, absolute chronic fatigue.
Right.
Yeah, I did exactly 6-7 years lying in the bed. Kay was the same for 13 years.
Yeah.
In fact...
13 years this week.
Yeah, and you wanted God to take you many times.
Oh, God. You know,
Not bad, was it, Kay?
you know, I wouldn't have the guts to commit suicide. That is the truth, because I think it takes guts.
But you had the bathroom put into the bed because
Yeah.
you couldn't go down the stairs.
Right.
That's how bad it was. And I think on the night, Kay, I remember in particular, Darren, noticed you were brighter, but you were so afraid to say you feel better.
Exactly, because
then-
I've had, you know, for
You might, you might put a jinx on how good you feel.
Exactly.
You don't know where it comes from, but you're feeling the benefit, and you're happy with that, Kay.
Exactly.
Very good. Well, listen,
Exactly.
thank you for sharing it with us,
You know,
and we'll check back with you.
Better than winning the lotto to me.
Welcome back. It's LMFM, and we're with Donald Moore, the healer. We have Magella on line one. Marcella, beg your pardon, Marcella. You know of Donald Moore, do you?
I do, yeah.
All right. Well, you were feeling out of sorts. You rang him.
I rang him because I was worried about a sister of mine who has mouth ulcers and had them for 26 years. And she was talking to Donald, and she rang me, and while she was talking, she sounded so high, which I haven't heard in her voice in a lot of years.
I want to get the reading on this. So, Marcella, tell me, Donald, what was wrong with Marcella's sister?
I haven't met Marcella or the sister, and interestingly, what happened was I met her first sister in Laytown in the Coast Inn, and she was telling me something about a problem she had with a weight problem. So I suggested that wasn't why she was talking to me at all. She says, no, as a matter of fact, I have another sister. She's suffering 26 years with massive mouth ulcers. And I said, have you seen her lately? No, I haven't seen her in ages. I see her now and again. I said, well, she'll probably call around to you in a few days. She called around the next day. The first sister put her in touch with me. So I spoke with her on the phone. And then Marcella, is it Margella or Marcella? Marcella. Then Marcella rang me. So I spoke with both sister number 2 and sister number 3. Now, the second sister with the dreadful ulcers in her throat, apparently she'd been on antibiotics for most of the last 26 years. She's about 40-ish now. So I predicted that within 48 hours she would have the beginning of the cure. In other words, that her miracle would come about. And she thought, like, this guy is...
Cuckoo.
Yeah, mad cow's disease. The cheese has gone sliding off the cream cracker. So the process started, and for 2 days she had screaming pains and bleeding in her mouth because it was a pretty heavy problem she had. Pretty
You met her face to face or on the phone?
Oh, no, never met her actually.
She's on the phone?
On the phone, just.
So you spoke with her for 2 days?
Yeah.
Marcella, your
Yeah?
sister, how is she feeling now?
She's feeling great, stronger, and she's believing that they will go, and they're starting to go. Well, she's very little actually left. I think she's only one left.
Yes.
But instead of saying, I've still one more, she's saying now the last one is leaving.
Is going,
and
yeah.
this is what she's believing.
And she's
getting higher.
She's getting higher.
Do you know what I mean? She was always down and in pain.
Feeling good sores instead of bad
it's
sores.
it's kind of soaring for her, yeah.
Yeah. How long did she have this complaint?
26 years.
My goodness. And and does she put it down to the fact that she has been to speak, or she's been speaking with Donald Moore?
Totally. Yeah.
Right.
Totally. Yeah.
Right. Well. Do we have your sister's name?
Katie.
Katie, if you're listening, like Kay, long may it continue. Thank you, and sorry for getting your name wrong, Marcella.
No problem.
Just to say, Jared, that
Sorry, yes.
Marcella, actually, when she called me up to talk about the sister, Marcella herself started to go... Again, I haven't met Marcella either. And she started to burn up on the phone. And I think Marcella's overall life has been lifted into a sort of a euphoria state. Would that be right, Marcella?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
How would you compare it?
Brilliant.
How would you compare it, without going into specific details, how would you compare your situation now to before we spoke? What's happening?
I'm in great form. I've stopped smoking. I can walk miles without losing breath, which I couldn't do before I spoke to you. And I just
How's your
don't
mind?
worry about anything.
That's it. Yeah.
Very peaceful.
How many
I don't
cigarettes were you on per day?
worry. As many as I could.
20?
No, about 40, 60.
And you gave them up like that?
I started to notice after on the phone, I stopped finishing. I didn't finish cigarettes. I wasn't finishing them, you know, where usually I'd smoke and
No problem.
And good luck and good health to you and your sister.
Thank you.
This is East Coast Radio's morning show with Declan Meehan.
It is actually Joe Harrington for Declan Meehan. With me in the studio is Donald Moore. Donald.
Good morning, how are you?
Now, you're through to Don, and you can explain to him what your problem is. And Josie, we have your details, and we'll be checking back on you over the next day or so. Is that all right?
That's grand, thank you very much.
Okay, say hello to Don.
Hello, Don.
How do you do, Josie?
Yeah, no, it's a lower back pain, and it goes right down my leg.
Are you sitting down at the moment, Josie?
I'm sitting at the moment,
Oh,
yeah.
could you sit down, Josie, and close your eyes?
Yes.
Now, you don't have to tell me too much about this problem. I know straight away what the problem is. You've got a back problem. There's a very warm feeling building up in your body.
Okay, your minute is well up. We'll just can we get a little report from you now, Josie? Any improvement?
I don't know, my hands are quite hot, actually.
There's a very warm feeling building up in your body, Josie.
Across the top of my back, yeah.
There's a very warm feeling building up, and it's getting stronger and stronger, and the pain is actually half gone.
That's your right.
The pain is half gone, Josie. Can you confirm that?
I can indeed,
Because
yes.
I can feel that pain coming into my back at the moment. I'm taking that pain away from you.
Yes.
And Joe Harrington's very impressed. Because these guys think I'm an awful chance if they don't believe me. But,
No.
Josie, how is the pain?
It's fantastic. I'm not telling a lie. It is unreal.
We're not related, are we?
No, I don't think so.